Hey guys, welcome to my channel, to my new video. I hope you're having a great time. As I always say, I really mean it. And yeah, I'm here to make a video on a topic that was that stuck to me since last night. I was at this really nice event with female entrepreneurs, and there was discussion on different topics, how to manage your life in different areas. And the question that was raised at the end was in terms of, so how do you as an entrepreneur, how do you detach from your work? So specifically there was an answer: when are you available for your clients, customers, followers on social media, right? There is all this fuss about availability. Do you, I don't know, answer to the questions all day long, even if it's late at night, maybe even in bed before you go to sleep? So how do you manage that? And the question stuck to me because throughout my whole career, I've been working mostly with businesses in different shapes and forms. And this is the question that is common and many struggle with it. So I hope I can put some pieces of a puzzle if you have the same kind of situations. But it's always with these things, you know, you can apply what I'm gonna say today in your personal life in all areas. It's the formula, it's the same for everything. You know, once you know how to do it, you do it for everything the same way. So there are so many concepts to understand, to, you know, to make life easier for yourself. First concept of who am I? Like, who am I really? Not our roles. We mostly think of our roles that we play through our day, but firstly, who am I? This is such an important and broad topic for a separate video. So the concept of different roles that I'm playing, the concept of time. So many people are caught up in this, you know, they're chasing their tails because of the time. A time is an illusion. The only time that exists, it's now. Everything else is a human construction in human mind. So to understand that, you know, it really helps you navigate your life easily. The concept of whether you're making your decision from lack, from fear, or from love. This was like huge one for me. So there are different things to understand and so many videos to make for you to, you know, to be able to make life decisions easier for you. So if I focus on different roles, I'll stick with this one for this subject. So first, I'm a me, I'm a woman. I'm a wife, I'm a mother, I'm a daughter, I'm a sister, I'm a friend, I'm a teacher, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a friend, did I mention? So, you know, all the different roles that I, you know, play throughout the day. And it really helps you to understand that you have different roles. It's like different coats. I use this metaphor. You know, imagine a coat. You wouldn't go and put all the coats on you and in the morning and walk through the day. It's too heavy. You cannot be at all times everything. You have to switch. You know, you take the coat of a, I don't know, mother in the morning when you wake up and take care of the kids for, I don't know, kindergarten or school, and then you put on your professional coat. And when you come home, you should be able again to change the coat. Then you're a partner, a wife, a mother again, a friend, you know, that coat, business coat should, you know, be taken off, especially if it doesn't serve you. You should always ask yourself, how does this feel to me? Do I feel okay with it? Does this affect my life? If I answer to my customers at 10, 11 p.m. or 5 in the morning, like first thing in the morning, I want to have my ritual, but first I'll check my emails, my DMs to see if, you know, there are some new questions. So have in mind your roles, answer for yourself, and be honest to yourself. How does this affect your life? Is it pleasing to you, or is it affecting you in negative way? It's a burden for you. And then we come to the law of assumption. What are you assuming about certain topic that hardens into fact, right? So if I assume that why do you answer questions at 11 p.m.? Out of love or out of fear? And I'm sure many would argue out of love. We love our customers. I love my clients. I love my followers. You know, I like to make them feel heard, you know, and give them the answer that they need. But many times, and this is the place for you to be honest to yourself, it's actually coming from fear. You love yourself. And if you love yourself, then you know that the priority number one is to take care of yourself, to be in good shape, mentally and physically. And first and foremost, it means good sleep. And what is good sleep? There are so many studies, you know, on this. I'm not gonna lose time here explaining this, but one of the key things about sleep is when you are going to bed and how you're going to bed. And with screen in front of your face, it's like not the way that you should do it. So I would say that you ask yourself, am I doing this out of love? Because if you are doing it out of love, you should first be doing it out of love for yourself, and then out of love for your customers. But few questions for you, maybe to chew on. Am I maybe afraid that I'm gonna lose followers if I don't answer? I'm gonna lose clients, I'm gonna lose customers, I'm gonna lose business partners. My competition will have more. They will drag me on the social, on my unresponsiveness, on my unavailability. Will I not be respected anymore? Will I not be what? You really should have that conversation with 3 people. Me, myself, and I. Have honest conversation. What will happen if I do not reply at all times? If I have time with my kids, with my husband, if I go for a walk with my girlfriend, if it's time for me to take care of my nervous system before bed, do I need to answer something, and why? Okay? If you are assuming all these negative things that your followers, clients, customers, business partners will do, talk negatively about you, not to repeat everything I've said before, then guys, you cannot have it any other way in your physical 3D reality. You just don't. what you assume hardens into fact. So if you assume your clients, your customers are impossible, they're asking you all the time the same questions, everything is on your website, they're unpolite, they are ungrateful, all that stuff, then this is what you get. You cannot get anything. And I'm just the messenger. I will read Neville Goddard's quote from his lecture, Assumption Hardens into Fact. An assumption builds a bridge of incidents that lead inevitably to the fulfillment of itself, so of this assumption. In other words, our assumption, if persisted in, hardens into fact. If I assume I'm wealthy and persist in that assumption and believe it with my core, then circumstances will arise in my life that will lead inevitably to the fulfillment of that assumption. I may get a promotion, or even win a lottery, or receive an unexpected inheritance. Any number of things could happen to bring about the fulfillment of my assumption. Likewise, if I assume that I am unlovable, unworthy, undeserving, unrespected, then circumstances will arise in my life that will reinforce that assumption. I may attract abusive or unfulfilling relationships, or struggle with self-doubt and self-sabotage. Our assumptions create our reality, whether we realize it or not. You are assuming all day long. Ask yourself first, what am I assuming? I'm going to the business meeting. What am I assuming thinking about that business meeting? Write it down and then ask yourself, what do I want? Is this what have I written down? Is this what I want? If it is, then go for it. If it's not, change it. Change your mental diet. You have video on mental diet. I will put it somewhere in the comment. I so wish you to understand it's up to you. You can change anything. Guys, oh my God, the manifestations that I'm witnessing, I'm really in awe. I'm just saying to myself, wow, constantly getting confirmations. This is how it's done. At the beginning, of course, it takes discipline, to navigate to the direction where you want to go. But it's so worth it. It really is. When people want to change something, then usually, they want it all. And they read this and listen to this and go here and there and, just give it to me, everything, and then I'll, make it faster. Even though I provide with these teachings and these lessons, I always say to everyone, you have all the answers for you. But you cannot hear yourself in the noise in your head. When your head is just like, like spinning wheel, just from one subject to another, one subject to another. You cannot hear yourself. You really, if it's one thing that I'm gonna say, you don't need to do anything. But you should. If you want to have your life in your hands, then you should spend time in silence. In silence. Not with headphones, with music loud, with, in silence. And then you will hear yourself. What do you really want? I can tell you from experience what people tell me at the beginning when we're doing live sessions what they want when they're coming from ego and from limited mind, and what kind of answers they would provide after some time. There are some funny stories. I have another quote that I want to read here. Sorry. So, from your fate is your fortune. You see, your faith is your fortune. Your assumption to be effective cannot be a single isolated act. Just, assume in the morning, and then throughout the day, you just go same old you. It doesn't work that way. So I'm gonna go again from the beginning. Your assumption to be effective cannot be a single isolated fact. It must be a maintained attitude of the wish fulfilled. The moment you return to your former state and your former limitations, you drop the seed, which must grow into the fruition of your assumption. The law of assumption must be consciously used, for the world is continually suggesting doubts and fears concerning your wish. But your confidence in the state that you assumed must remain unshaken regardless of appearances. The moment you have made your decision, the subjective world accepts it and moves to fulfill it. You must know that in the great subjective world, which is yourself, all things are possible to you. You must consciously select your thoughts from the great storehouse of knowledge. Then, by your persistent assumptions, you make your selections true for yourself. So, constantly the same thing. What do you want? Get very clear on what you really, truly want. Not from fear. I'm not gonna be liked. I'm not gonna have as much followers. I'm not gonna have as much turnover. I'm not gonna be whatever. Come from love. I want to work with people who understand what I'm providing them, who want my service, my product, people who are valuing what I'm giving them, who are appreciating. And if you assume these kind of things, then this will show up in your life. So please have this in mind. And this comes from here, and this comes from here. Okay? So I wish you a whole lot of love. Enjoy your day, and I see you in next video. Bye.